Hey coaches, Thomas here from MyCoach AI, and in this video today I want to go over content groups. It's really one of the main tools that you can use as a coach inside of MyCoach AI system to really enhance your content flows, because you can drip out certain resource packs. You can give your clients on-demand access to certain resources at any given point, and there's a lot of different ways in which you can work with these and distribute them. So in this video today I want to talk a little bit about that, how the content groups work in the first place, and then just show you a couple avenues how you can leverage them and for what purposes. So let's start off with the obvious. What are content groups? We go to our library section here to find them, and we don't go to any specific library. We actually go just to the main libraries page, and then we'll find at the top the content groups for clients. We're going to go in here in a second, take a look at them, but I'm going to stay here for 1 second because it is important to know that these content groups, what they are really in essence, are simple folders of different pieces of content. Okay, and pretty much all of the libraries that you see here are items that can be included inside of these content groups. So you can make little folders of certain videos. You can make folders of certain recipes. You can make folders of exercises or workouts and all of these other things that you are seeing here. And we're going to see in a second why that's so useful, but that is what content groups are. They're little folders that you can create to give access to clients to, made out of these content pieces. So if we go to our content groups for clients here, I'm going to press on view all. You can see that there's already a bunch in here. That may not be the case on your end, of course, but we're going to go through a creation of one together here to give an example. But you already see some of the things that you can use this for. I have a content group here, a little folder here with system tutorials. It's called Learn the App that I can give to my clients. I can also do things like daily mindfulness, putting certain exercises for it in there, and a lot of other things, right? High protein recipe book where certain meals are included. So you're already starting to see a couple ways in which you can leverage them. But to make a content group is very, very simple. We're going to go to the top here and press new group. And all we have to do is give our group name. Just going to call it test group. And we give it a description if we like to. And of course, label this. This is going to be visible for your clients in a way that they understand what this folder is about. And after we've created it, now is when we can start adding content to it. I already made a bunch here, so I can go find the test one that we just created. So when we find our content group here, we can see that it's of course empty, but we're going to add some content to it with 3 dots on the right side here and press add content. Now, again, you have access to all of these different content libraries. So you first select that at the top, which library you want to look into. For example, in this case, videos. Also, of course, be sure that you are on the right section between your uploaded stuff, and AI, the stuff that we already have in the system. So you can then start picking from there. And you can look them up. You can search them by tags and categories, and then you just go find the content and simply click it to add it in there. Right? So we are now making a little folder of some videos. And that's really how easy it is to make a content group. But now on a couple different ways to distribute them. I want to go over a few different ones. And the first one is just right here in the content group section. And it's one of the most simple and obvious ones, is that we can just type in clients here to give them immediate access to this content group indefinitely. So I can go look up a client, press this, and now they have been added to that content group, which means they have access to it again indefinitely. And that's the simplest and quickest way to add people to this. You can do this right now. But another way, and some other ways that we can use these content groups, is also, and I'm going to use the example here of the Learn the App folder that we already took a look at, is of course something like system tutorials. And there's a way to leverage these so that every new client coming in will receive these content folders. And that way we find in our settings. So go into the settings here and under the default client settings, because there we find the default client interface and an option for the default content groups. And any group that you select here, all of your folders will show up here. And once you select them in this section, that means that new clients coming in automatically have access to these content folders, again, indefinitely. Okay, so that's also a great way and particularly useful if you need this to be a resource available to all new clients coming in. For example, those system app tutorials. It's a great way to leverage them, and we recommend you do so. Now, I want to show one more way to leverage these content groups, and it's one of the most exciting ones, because this is where your content flows can really be enhanced. Let's go to our program section here, and let's imagine that we want to make a program and drip out certain resources throughout the program. Or you may even want to make a program that's full on just a course by itself that you can then overlay with workout splits and other things, right? When I go to make a program here, and I go, let's just go to the month view for ease. And then we can see when we choose any of these plus buttons, right, to add certain things to it, we're going to have an option here to drip out content groups and give access and remove access as clients move through these programs. Okay. And we find that option at the very bottom. So we go to the Smart Actions section, and in there we find add or remove content group. So all we need to do is go find our content group. Let's do that test one that we made earlier. And then we just have to select if they're going to be given access with this turned on, or their access is going to be removed with this turned off. For now, we're going to give access on this second day of the program. So I'm going to save the action, and we have now built this automation into our program to give access to this content group on day number 2 of the program. And it's also very easy to reverse this, right? So maybe after a week of having access to that content group, I want to reverse it. So I go Smart Action again, 1 week later. This time I hit this toggle and turn it off, and I select that same content group. And when I save this action, this means that this automation is now set up to provide this content group for the duration of 1 week, and then it's going to be removed again. And you start to see, hopefully at this point, how you can use this in real content flows. If you have a nutrition course and you build multiple content folders of Nutrition 101, Nutrition 102, and so forth, certain modules on educational stuff, you can build these automations in here to drip out those content pieces over time. Giving access and removing access, right? Module 1 is going to be available for the first week. Then it jumps into module 2, and number 1 is no longer available, right? These are the type of things that you can set up. Of course, if you want in combination, which is dripping out individual content pieces on certain days. If I want to add a video directly in here, totally fine. I can do that as well, right? But that is a couple ways in which you can leverage this. You can make really cool, complete courses, spice up your programs a little bit with some educational modules that drip out or things that become available over time. And this is another very, very powerful way to use these content groups. So hopefully that gives you a bit of a workflow or a bit of an idea of what workflows you can build up using these content groups. You're going to start by making the actual groups in your library section, adding groupings of these libraries together, of the content pieces of those libraries, to make certain folders, whether that be recipe books, educational materials, onboarding materials, whatever it may be. And then you can simply leverage those in many different ways, whether you add people directly to it, make it a default resource when people come in, or even drip them out throughout programs, creating really cool flows. Very powerful feature, the content groups for clients. A lot of coaches leverage these in very creative ways, and we absolutely love to see that. So go check it out for yourself as well. Go enhance some of your content flows. If you want to learn more about MyCoach AI and these type of features and how we can really support creating some of these types of workflows, please check out our website. There's a link in the description, and you can also just check out the system because we got a free trial going right now. So hopefully I'll see you soon on the inside, or I'll see you in the next video.